It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cardinals and the Commanders, and it's all up next.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs. And here we are getting things going. Look.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And for this young rookie making his first NFL start, a moment he's been waiting for since draft day.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
2 yards to go, second down. Now the second from Alabama, it's Brian Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team run to the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Robinson toss play left side. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Daniels. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Greg Dortch deep for Arizona. It's taken to the 26. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the 5th-year dual threat and former #1 pick in 2019, Kyler Murray.
And when you have a guy like Kyler Murray under center, it not only opens up your playbook, it allows you to draw up even more plays because he's among the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league and a true playmaker. If flushed out of the pocket, he might even be more dangerous. The next step for him, being able to throw on rhythm and deliver from the pocket.
Now the veteran workhorse. Here's James Conner. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Well, if they can execute the run-pass option like that, it puts the defense in a really, really tough spot.
The running ability of Kyler Murray makes defensive coordinators and players crazy.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
Another example there of why offensive guards have to really prepare themselves to try and play against Daron Payne. 11.5 sacks in 2022. He picks up another one there for DC.
Dances by him. Still on his feet. 59 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season. And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
The first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Again, a run with Connor. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Only able to gain a couple there, and now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
To throw is Murray. Goes right back to McBride. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Prater's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But 2 kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't. I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about 00, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
2nd down and 6 now.
Hey, check that.
Off the bootleg. Daniels looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
How about that on 3rd down? So many different directions an offense can go. Throw it out wide to the receivers, get it to their speedy running back. They changed up everything and handed it to the fullback, and he surprised them all and picked up a first down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Check. Alert. Reload.
Operating from the gun. Daniels. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now it's the backup Mariota. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Murray now. To Connor on the check down. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. On 2nd down, here's Murray. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Murray a give. This is Connor. And this is going to be a Cardinals first down. His good running gets him to about the 44. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Following the interception here, Mariota. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Barnes. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. He'll take this to the 46.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. A huge play there for Arizona. And even 40 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Murray now to throw. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Michael Wilson, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Ready.
Throwing, Mariota. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Mariota on first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Go.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a 10-0 lead, you figure they won't try to do anything foolish here. Murray now on first down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before half for Murray. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up in the Steel City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. Derrick Henry has a touchdown run. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The first running back taken back in April, Bijan Robinson, with a touchdown run. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On second down, Connor looking for space. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Catch made right side by Wilson. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Commanders' 46-yard line.
On play action, it's Murray. Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 32-yard line. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Murray. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 30 yards. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in, because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there, with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Cardinals are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Prater on to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. They start on the ground with Robinson here. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right?
No.
Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw complete to McBride. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Murray to air it out again. That's complete to McBride. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Connor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Washington offense set to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Bronco switch. Bronco, bring it. No.
Operating from the gun. Daniels. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown, 68 yards. And the Commanders are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cardinals hands team able to secure the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Murray. Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw on third down, Daniels. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this... And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And now following the desperation turnover on downs, they're set up with a 1st and goal to go. Connor up the middle. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Again, it'll be Connor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points. Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Prater's kick is good.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
Shut up. Ready.
On 1st down, Daniels. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
He's got room past the 30.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
Washington. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Smash, smash.
Back to throw. Daniels throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. That is caught. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Check, check. Let's go.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
Alert, alert. Reload, reload. Let go.
Throwing on 1st down, Daniels.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
Throwing again, Daniels. Sets up the screen to Robinson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Off the play fake. Daniels. Ertz has it left side.
And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle here to Brown. Touchdown!
De'Ami Brown.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Commanders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like 1 time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.